Test, test. Okay, welcome. Obviously, you're not here to listen to me speak. We're here to welcome your 2021 Brandon Valley's first ever state wrestling championship team. Come on in, guys. Good looking. Jill's playing her interview here for us. So, welcome again to a celebration. School unity, community involvement, and guys, whether or not you believe it or it's hit you yet, but you are an inspiration to a whole lot of little guys and gals who want to be in those chairs in future years. Okay? I've always told you, and I know the coaches tell you, you're not just doing this for you. You are role models, and you certainly are, and you certainly have been. We're proud of you. Not only athletes, managers. It takes a lot to do what you do, especially putting up with all of these guys. I know that. Coaches and our fans, thank you for what you do, especially parents, and I'm sure you'll hear that several times tonight. Usually I give a little, I speak a little bit about the team and about the season or something, but Dr. Larson and Mr. Schleckaway say that I always take their material and the third one always has to repeat stuff that's been said. So I'm going to start tonight with Mr. Schleckaway and let him get us off and running.
All right, thank you. I'm going to not stand here. You knew I wouldn't. First of all, I'm going to start by thanking a lot of people, like we talked about. I first want to thank the parents, and specifically, would the moms in the room stand up? Moms, wrestling moms, stand up. You guys have a lot to put up with. Let's give them a hand. Teenage boys that have to cut weight. And there's a lot, I don't know if there's any sport that's harder to be a parent of than wrestling, because it just, so much action. A match can turn in a second, and we're on the edge of your seat all the time. I want to thank the managers for all they do. All the stuff behind the scenes are vital to the player's success and the team's success. I want to thank the coaches. It takes a lot of time and energy during a season, and a lot of us don't get to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff with the coaches. So thank you, coaches, and obviously the players. You guys took us on a ride, and it's one that, as principal here, it's a perk of the job. I get to go along that ride with you. And wow, what a ride. I got a couple stories I want to tell you. And I will try to keep them short, because Mr. Marceau, I said I had to be short. But we're driving out to Rapid, Mr. Frecking and I, on Friday. I tried to convince him at noon, we don't need to worry about the doubleheader game that night, making sure the officials show up. Let's just take off. Randy won't know. He won't know till we get there. And Mr. Frecking said, no, let's wait. Mr. Thorson will be over here at 4. We can leave at 4. Well, we didn't leave till 4:30. So we're driving up. And Frecking's got every match on his phone, watching it live. And so he's out here, and he's watching it like this, and I'm just telling you, his play-by-play was horrendous. So I'm sitting there, and so I'm driving, and I start trying to watch the screen, which was a bad idea, because then I kind of went off in the shoulder, and they said, pull the phone close to you and start calling it. So then he would say things like, one of the Omi boys was wrestling, he goes, got it, he won. He goes, no, we took him down. And then he said, the next one was later on, he goes, oh, that's not good. And I go, well, Shunky's wrestling, what's not good? He goes, he's on top of him, it must hurt. So I didn't know. Pressler, where are you? Great work on TV, Press. Awesome. You have nothing to worry about. Frecking is not. He's not taking your job, I can promise you. Second quick story. And this one, I promise you there's a point at the end. Okay? My mom calls me, and you got to understand, I'm at the wrestling tournament. She's calling me on the phone, wishing us luck. She doesn't know any of you guys. She goes, I'm pulling for you guys. I want you guys to win. And so we were talking yesterday, and she goes, well, it's actually the second time you've ever been part of the first ever state championship for a team. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I was born after Dad won his state championship. And he said, well, but you were kind of there, because I was born shortly after. So it's 1979. My dad was the head wrestling coach of the Vermilion Tanagers. who won the state championship that year, and that was the first ever state title for that team. Shortly after that, when I was born, my dad developed a strong relationship with one of the players by the name of Mark Manning. And he's currently the coach at the University of Nebraska. Been the head coach there for years. And so actually, even though I'm a basketball player, I was named after Mark Manning. Now I want to fast forward, okay, to the year 2015, a long time after 79. We're at my dad's funeral, and all of a sudden a bunch of guys come in that I had never met. Afterwards, after the funeral, and we were sitting down for dinner, I got to go over and visit with a bunch of gentlemen. It was a bunch of his players from the 1979 state championship team in Vermillion. And so I like to pick people's brains, and anybody that knows me knows that even if I don't know you, I'll have a conversation with you and I'll get to know you. And it was they were just telling stories about how that time was so special in their lives. Guys, we're 36 years later, and this group of guys came together, and they weren't telling stories about who plays first. They weren't telling stories about, the match that maybe didn't go the way we wanted to individually. They were talking about the relationships and the memories they had from that night when they made school history. And I hope you guys understand that what you did is unbelievably hard. Okay? Your journey, you overcame a 1-point loss last year for the team title. Okay? You had a ton of time in the weight room on the mat, and it paid off. Seniors, stand up real quick. All seniors, down here. Gentlemen, you have paved the path for the future. I believe that this is just the beginning for this wrestling team. I thank you for your leadership. I thank you for everything you've done for this program, because the future looks bright, and I think there's many more to come. Thank you. Go Lynx! Yep. I welcome to the mic Superintendent of Brandon Valley School District, Dr. Larson.
I'll stand on the other end. The first paragraph doesn't work very well because we are delayed in our welcome back, right? You guys all went to school today, I'm sure, right? Excellent, I'm glad to hear that. First and foremost, Coach Outland and your staff, thank you. Thank you for leading our Lynx to the highest level and showing them how to not only compete, but to compete with class and to win our way. We appreciate your time, your effort, your expertise, and your commitment to our kids. When you walk into Coach Outland's wrestling room, I don't know if you've all been in Coach Outland's wrestling room or not, but when you walk into Coach Outland's wrestling room, there's some words on the wall. Integrity, commitment, excellence, passion, and brotherhood. Integrity. Doing the right thing when no one's watching. Regardless of the stage, whether it be in that wrestling room or under the bright spotlight on Saturday night, regardless of the outcome, a championship effort. Excellence. Excellence is built on a strong foundation. And as we've recognized the moms already tonight, I would like the parents of our wrestlers to stand up, or any individual that has had connection with these kids through youth wrestling all the way to the point where they're at today. Can you stand up for us, please, and thank you? I need you guys and gals to give your foundation a round of applause. Your excellence is a result of hard work and dedication. Passion. Passion. Passion for your craft. I have a joke for this one, and I'm trying to decide if I should use it, because I hate to draw attention to any one individual. Are you sure I can? Where's our Mr. Omi State champion at? Can you stand up for me? Passion, ladies and gentlemen, passion. But just a little too much on Friday. Take a seat. Passion. Passion, Coach Allen has it on his wall. Passion, right? Passion for your craft and passion for each other. And that leads us to the last word on the wall. Brotherhood. I don't know if you guys know how much we care. I'm going to tell you this much right now, is having the privilege to observe what you have done and how you have done it has inspired all of us. The word brotherhood. I witnessed something on Saturday night that not only gave me goosebumps in the moment, but gives me goosebumps as I think about it here today. Isaac. On Saturday night, in a moment that I can't even comprehend how hard it would be for that young man, as we look down to the floor, we find him embracing and consoling a teammate, a younger gentleman going through the same exact thing that he is, but somehow he finds it within himself to not only lead, but to be a brother. In that moment, he finds it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing more powerful than the brotherhood that these guys have created, that they have bonded together. And I probably will just, quite frankly, not have any idea when somebody says, what year did Brandon Valley win their first ever state wrestling championship? I'm not going to remember the year. But until the day I go down, that image and that experience will forever be ingrained in my soul. That is the Lynx way, ladies and gentlemen. I can't think of a better image to embrace it. So I'm just going to say thank you, Isaac, for being the foundation for the success on which our program was built this year and in the future. Oh, and nobody ever sent me one of the t-shirt order forms, so could I get one? Extra large tall, if you have that. Lastly, before I let you go, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to give one big round of applause for the future Brandon Valley Hall of Famers. Give it up.
Thank you. Now I know what they're going through with what I wrote down and was going to speak about. Check, check, check. I wrote down two words, perseverance, and we didn't talk about what we're going to talk about because then we get a theme and that's not good. So this season especially with perseverance, COVID protocols, schedule changes, format changes, you were able, most importantly guys, coaches, gals, you were willing to make those changes to accomplish what you wanted to accomplish. You know, it was just on to the next challenge, and that's the way you accepted it. You had a target on your back all year. was a big target on Brandon Valley wrestling back. Okay? You met that challenge each and every time. Even this welcome home celebration was a challenge. We postponed it. Okay? It just went on and on and on. And you met every challenge, and you showed up tonight, and you get to reap a little bit of what you accomplished. Again, reiterating a lot of what Dr. Larson, Mr. Schleckway said. Remember the journey, because like Mr. Schleckway said, it was the journey that those guys remembered at his dad's funeral. It wasn't who won, who placed what. It wasn't that. It was the journey, it was the relationships, it was all of those kinds of things that you will remember far longer than the championship. With that, I'd like to have Coach Outland speak a little bit to the crowd, to your team, and yeah, here we go, Coach Outland.
Well, thanks everybody for being here tonight. So again, I'm probably going to be echoing some of the things that administrators have said before, maybe a little bit different way. I want to start out just with some thanks to everybody. When we started out our season, one of the things we talked about was that for us to win a state championship, it was going to take everyone. So all 28 guys we had in the room, whether you were one of those varsity guys wrestling Saturday night for a championship, or you were a guy who you were just in the practice room trying to push everybody else, it was going to take each and every one of you. And so thank you guys for that effort. Thank you for the blood, the sweat, the tears over a long, difficult season. You did it. You are the ones who made this happen. So thank you very much to you guys to start. Would like to thank our coaching staff. We have a great coaching staff here at Brandon Valley. I want to make sure they get their recognition. Again, they put in some crazy hours. It's a long season, but even more than that, this is a sport that, and you parents, you know this, it's a year-long commitment for most of these guys, and the coaches are there with them, working with them in the spring, the summer, the fall. It's not even just the wrestling season. So for all of our coaches, thank you very much to you. Parents, for everything you do to support these kids, to support us in the program. Again, you are the ones that's behind the scenes. You don't always get recognized for what you do. We appreciate that. Our trainers, I know they're here. Would you guys stand up? Okay, so we got Chad and Zach over here. They deserve a hand for everything they did for us this season. Probably more than even a typical year. I think most of you realize, again, challenges was kind of the theme that I was going to be going and talking about this with. But a lot of our guys, the number of surgeries we have lined up right now for the next week or two has been pretty ridiculous. So I joke with these two guys about trying to keep some of these guys held together, with gum and duct tape. It's been that kind of a year a little bit. But they've done a super job keeping people healthy, getting them out there, and helping us to compete to our very best. All right. To our guys, to our wrestlers, I hope you realize what a great accomplishment this is, and really just kind of how special it is. A lot of you guys that are sitting out here, you were with us last year. And again, going back to just that heart-wrenching one-point loss to Stevens. It was something that, I think for everybody that went through it, it just kind of just stuck in your gut. And we had to wait an entire year to do something about it. And I know that for everybody, it just kind of was there and it burnt and was something you wanted to go and you wanted to erase. And this last weekend, you went out there and you got it done and you overcame that challenge. So that was an incredible thing. Mr. Marceau talked about the COVID challenges, everything we had to deal with there. Again, overcoming the injuries and everything we dealt with for that. It was a special season, so thank you guys for everything you did to make it special for all of us. And I'm done. Mr. Marceau, I'll give this back to you.
We're going to have all the captains speak, but Isaac said he wanted the whole time as a senior cap. No, he didn't. But we always like one of the athletes to speak. So Isaac, would you come up, please, and give us all of your words of wisdom? There you go.
Well, I'll keep this short because I feel like everybody's ready to get home. Everybody's tired. Would just like to say thank you to coaches, teammates, parents, friends, family, anybody that has helped any one of these wrestlers in any way throughout the season. Well, we all kind of expected this last year. I mean, at least hoped for. Was 1 point. It sucked, but what was it? 23 points this year? 22 and a half. So a little bit more than one. Let's keep it that way. All right.
Thank you. Okay, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if the medical profession would like it, but anybody since their last weigh-in, just everybody stand up except you ladies. I'm not going to ask you how much weight you've gained. All the wrestlers stand up. You guys too, let's go. Since your last official weigh-in, stay standing if you've gained 5 pounds or more. If you haven't gained 5 pounds, go ahead and sit down. Really? 6. I can see it in your face. You've gained 5 pounds. Okay. 6 to 10 pounds since your last weigh-in. Oh, okay. 11 pounds. Winner. That is, he said he just got first place and you weren't even second. He didn't say that, I said it. I said it. Guys, again, congratulations. We're going to hang a banner right there. It's already been ordered. It's already been ordered. It goes right there. And I know several of you just gave me a lot of money for your football rings, but we've already had the request. We're doing a wrestling ring, right? And I don't advocate, I don't go against, I just say whatever the will of the athletes. So captains, you're going to meet with me soon. Find a time that you guys can get together, come in, we'll design a ring, and if you want to buy it, you can buy it. And that'll be for the coaches too. We will do that, and we will keep celebrating, and you can take that thing out many years down the line and remember that night, remember this night. So again, congratulations. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to allow you guys to take some pictures. Trophies here, okay? Take some pictures. Parents, COVID rules. Here's what we'd like to do. These guys are going to, if you want to take a picture as a family with the trophy, wonderful, okay? Wonderful as your family unit. If the guys want to take some pictures together, all we're asking is that we don't get 3, 4 moms here taking a group picture of these guys. Let one person take that group picture and share it, and somebody take other pictures, okay? These guys are going to gather. They've been around forever, and that's just the way it is. But we don't want big crowds of people taking those pictures. Get my drift? Know where we're headed with that? Okay? If you want to take family unit pictures with this and somebody take your family, I don't care. You can stand as close as you want on that kind of stuff because you're living in the same house. No, we're not all kissing the trophy, Coach Walker. Why am I not surprised that you asked that question? By the way, you know, it's not a lot. Per hour, it's probably 50 cents an hour, but these two guys get paid to do this. This guy, Coach Schrant, does it because he loves it and loves these guys. Let's take some pictures. Let's celebrate. Congratulations, guys.
Our Buy Brandon campaign is a way for the chamber to put some excitement into our residents and our community about how important it is to spend your dollars here in Brandon.
The Buy Brandon campaign is very important for the city of Brandon. Here in South Dakota, most cities rely heavily on sales tax, much more than in other states. Without sales tax, we wouldn't be able to operate. You wouldn't have people plowing your snow. You wouldn't have a police department. You wouldn't have parks or park improvements. So it is essential that people buy in town. The more you buy in town, the more local sales tax comes into our coffers, the more things that we can do to improve your quality of life in Brandon.
Last year's Buy Brandon campaign went excellent. We did really good with the sales tax revenue, which now this year we get to reap the rewards of everyone buying Brandon.
Sales tax revenue was a little over $3.3 million last year. It was an increase over the previous year, and we have continually increased each year. We use that money for park improvements, such as the Sunrise Playground surfacing, the transit bus system. Last year we did also buy a new bus. Our original bus was getting aged and old. We also use that for debt service and some equipment for different departments. With the money we bought a plow truck, which helps plow our streets in the winter months, and we also bought a loader.
One of the upsides to closing the pool this summer is we